just by placing this here, letting off the vibrations, sets off my firework. Hey everyone, how you doing? My name is Echo, and I hope you're having a great day. Today's Minecraft video, I'm back with a breakdown and understanding of the latest Minecraft Java 1.17 Caves and Cliffs snapshot. Now this is the snapshot version 20W49A, and in case you guys don't know what it means, the 20 stands for the year because we're in 2020, the W stands for week, and the 49 stands for what week we are in. We are currently in week 49 of 2020, and the A stands for the first snapshot of this week. So I did spend over 1 hour on live stream messing around with this snapshot. So this video is for the people who don't have the time to check out over 1 hour's worth of a live stream. Plus, I've spent the last couple of hours messing around with Sculk Sensors to actually understand them a lot more, which is kind of strange because these are kind of wireless redstone, which I'm not really good with redstone, but I'm seeming to understand how these work, and I kind of want to share that with you. So I'm doing this as a very newbie redstone Minecraft player who fully understands pretty much how these work, which I'm pretty happy about because these are going to be an absolutely huge feature for the Minecraft player. So before we focus on Skulk Sensors, we do have the addition of Dripstone caves. Sadly, they do not naturally generate at this moment, but there is two methods to get them. First thing I want to show you is go to create a brand new world. Creative, we're going to go to more options. Now, there's two ways you can do this. You can set this as a single biome. The best way to see this is probably via world type caves. Now, click down on the customization option and scroll down, and you will see this, which is Dripstone caves. It's the exact same way via doing it with the single cave generation as well. So, yeah. Let's load it up and let me show you this. So again, massive work in progress because the developers have explained that the only reason why they're not naturally generating in Minecraft as of yet is because they are going to be changing the cave generation for Minecraft. But this kind of gives you a little bit of an idea of how they're going to generate. Now, in terms of features that Dripstone offers so far, is we have this, which is the Dripstone block, and we also have this, which is the pointed Dripstone, the stalactites and the stalagmites, one down below, and also one in the ceiling as well. But yeah, I'm looking forward to these, kind of explained on live stream that I think this is going to be quite dangerous. I hope certain things can cause these to fall, because I think that could make for some really cool in-game moments for Minecraft. But what I will do is I will generate the other method to show you guys what this looks like in the current Minecraft cave generation system. So just for reference, set this to single biome, custom, scroll down until you find Dripstone caves. Again, it's really easy to do. We're just gonna go to done, creative, and load it up. So just an ordinary generated world. We're just gonna go to game mode spectator, and we're just gonna go down, and you will see the natural generation of this. The best way to experience this in this kind of generation is probably in a ravine. So it gives you a little bit of a slight idea. Judging by the size of this, I feel like these are going to be very similar to the basalt generations inside the nether, but it's going to be inside the overworld. Something else I've also noticed though is that, see this? This is Dripstone. This does not have water above it, but it's still producing water. Now, according to last week's snapshot, this would have to be above below water for this to work, or lava. So I'm kind of curious if there's any kind of water at the top which is causing this to happen. There's no water. That could be the cause of it. Maybe if water's even at surface level, it kind of seeps through. So yeah, anyway, let's go through the main thing in this week's snapshot, and that's the Skulk sensor. So I've set up a world for us here to help us understand what this is all about. Now, as me making this video, it does not have a recipe, but before we get into that, let's focus on a couple of things. So these being the Dripstone. Now, you are able to connect these. As you guys can see, they can connect. There is a way to not connect them, and that is all done with crouching. So if you crouch and do this, they will not touch. But if you hold it and just tap, they're going to touch. And it's the same for this way. So if we crouch here, they're not going to touch there. And as you guys can see, you can have them separated as well. So that's this week's feature. So yeah, I mean, I kind of like them not touching, to be honest with you. But in some cases, I think people can find some pretty cool uses for that. Moving on to something else that has changed this week. This is to do with bundles. Bundles just seem to be getting better and better every single week. And I'm so glad that the developers are taking feedback in regards to these. And that is to do with whenever you hover over a bundle, you've got at the bottom, which is tools, its fullness. I believe this was hidden behind technical things in Minecraft, so not everybody was able to see this, but now it will say fullness. You do not have to activate anything at all. So for example, if we go inside of here and we grab this, as you guys can see, fullness 64 out of 64. We get rid of these and we pick up a whole bunch of these. It says 64 out of 64. Let's just empty these out real quick. And if we do 1, 2, 3, 4, and as you guys can see, it says 20 out of 64. So moving on to the Skulk sensor. First thing I want to mention with this is that this can be stacked up to 64. Like I mentioned at the start of this world, they are non-craftable. Now, going back to Minecon, Minecraft Live, they were found inside the deep dark. So I think that these are going to be something that can only be found inside the deep dark. First appearance of this kind of looks like something that would live inside the end. Kind of has an animation very similar to seagrass and kelp. After asking my stream what they thought about it, they kind of liked it, and I kind of liked it as well. Just to give you guys a little bit of a preview of what it looks like from underneath as well. This is what it looks like from underneath. I'm getting kind of obsidian vibes. But yeah, no way to craft this at this moment. Nobody knows if it's going to be craftable. Okay, so a few things on the science here. Skulk sensors do not interact with each other directly. So for example, Skulk sensor here and Skulk sensor here, they will interact with one another. They will not interact with each other unless there's something that's linked to it, and that's what I will be showing you in today's video. Now, weather does not trigger skulks, and crouching stops the vibration. So as long as I'm crouching, no form of vibration. I think if I crouch jump, no, not even if I crouch jump, there is no form of vibrations being made from this. So yeah, that's the way to get around it, and I think that's going to be the method inside the deep dark. Again, that's just speculation right there, but movement, general movement will cause this to interact. Now, if we do /weather and we do rain, so this is something that developers talked about on social media, and I think it's King B-Dogs who mainly focused on the skulks. He explained that they didn't want weather to interact with it, apart from lightning. Lightning can interact with it. /weather clear. So these can detect player movement from up to 8 blocks. So if we stand on this one, this does not detect my movement. If we move forward, it does detect my movement. Now you notice here that I have this connected to the redstone lamp, and it's not emitting any form of signal. It's not doing any form of light, should we say. Even if I do this, it's not lighting up. Now if we go to this one, and the closer we get, the stronger, I'm calling it frequency rather than signal. And I'll explain that in a little while. Now we jump on this one, as you guys can see, we've given the Skulk enough, let's say, signal and frequency, whatever you want to call it, to then power this. Now, there is a way to create an infinite loop with this. And I figured out 2 methods. One's really cheap, and obviously one's going to be a little bit more expensive. And that is to do with trapdoors. Any form of trapdoor, doesn't have to be oak, but if we put a trapdoor on here, and then a trapdoor on here, this is going to create an infinite loop. Now, they're interacting with that one, so for the sake of this, I'm just going to get rid of this for now. But you can see they're interacting with each other. That will go on for eternity, for as long as you want. But there is a way to stop it, and this is where things start to get exciting. Now, the other method behind this is that you can use pistons as well, and this will do the exact same thing, create like an infinite loop. It'll just keep going over and over and over again. But as soon as you get rid of one, that's it. So they kind of bounce off each other. Rather than bouncing directly with each other, they're using something different, which in this case is trapdoors or pistons. So the magic behind stopping the infinite loop, because if we break and break, hold on, we need to place these indirectly. Let's grab this one, break, place, oops, place. these two will just keep going on and on and on and on and on and on. The item that stops that is called wool. And it's called wool occlusion. So this will, we place these down here. This is going to stop them from bouncing from each other. Now, something I want to mention is if we put dirt here and dirt here, and I start moving around this, it still lets off vibrations. It will still let off vibrations. So blocks like dirt, stone, obsidian, nothing else will stop it apart from wool. So we can see these are still going straight to them. I feel like wool is about to become a lot more useful to the Minecraft player. Now, I had a couple of people saying, hey, Echo, what about carpets? After experimenting with carpets, it doesn't stop it. It needs to be the wool block. Doesn't matter what color, but wool is the way to prevent this. So this is where I'm quite pleased with myself. Because, again, I'm terrible at redstone. For those who know me, I'm not good at it. I'm good at following tutorials of redstone, but not good at doing it. I've somewhat fully started to understand this. Now, this is going to be cutting out a lot of redstone aspects, and I have some doors in the background there to show you. So what we have here is what I'm going to do is we're going to activate this to go to this, to go to this, to then activate this. Using wool in specific positions can stop this. Now, if I was to do this, you'll see that this will interact with this, but also interact with that. And the doors, it will just create like an infinite loop again. Not exactly what I want in this situation. But as soon as I come back down, I place this here, and this here, and this here. Once I activate this, it's then going to activate this. It's then going to activate this. So if we do this, as you guys can see, all the way over there, the door activated one by one. And I'm using these because it's cheap. Remember, you're going to start seeing more stuff with this. Now, once I break this, that's going to interact with that, to that, to that, to then let off, for example, a firework. Now, over here, I didn't want to do that yet. I have fireworks. Now, what I've had to do, because as soon as I open a chest, that lets off a vibration and interacts with that, and I don't want that to happen. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this back here, put the fireworks inside of here, break this, stand over here, and as you guys can see, my firework goes off. It's not going to be an infinite loop, and I think there's a way to do, like, if I wanted to do it with the lever, I think that's probably the best way to do this. So we do this here. So I think it's one tick that this is set to. By default, I think that's what this is. I can do this as many times as I want. And just like that, I've created wireless redstone. It is really that simple. Just by placing this here, letting off the vibrations, sets off my firework. Super pleased with that one because, again, I don't really understand redstone, but after creating this, I've figured it out. And just placing that one there then disables this, but still activates them. And if I wanted to disable the other ones, I'd just do this. You see what I mean? But this is all on angles, so I'm still in the range of that one. But if I stand here, right, nothing's going to happen. Although it technically shouldn't. What if I put that there? Let's not get into the technical terms behind this creation. Really simple to do, and there's going to be some incredible wireless creations. So you can, someone left this on my comment section, was like, hey, Echo, you could probably create yourself automatic doors. Who needs piston doors? Now, when I walk through this, it's only going to detect my movement when I get right next to the door. And that is because we have this wall, let's say frame, right? So we walk through here, and it simply opens via that. Meanwhile, because the detection is 8 blocks away, if I do it here, the door opens straight away. And I think it's so simple, but really, really really fantastic behind, like, the creation behind this. It's so good. So this can be waterlogged, and it will still detect signals. So for example, if we grab a trapdoor here, trapdoor, and we do one here, we get rid of this one, and that down there, the signal will be infinite. So that's going to there, and that's going to that one. As you guys, and that also goes through, by the way. It will go, the vibrations will go through. So it can be waterlogged. And I've also figured out that this can also go inside lava as well. Oh, and the signal will be infinite as well. Exactly what I've showed you already. But we're going to get rid of that because the noise can get quite annoying. You keep them going. But yeah, loads of different fascinating things. So after messing around with these, bees and parrots will actually set off this. So we place this down, place a parrot, and place this. These will let off signals. Both of them will let off vibrations. The bee with the flapping, and parrots do too, but it's currently not doing it. However, I have figured out that bats and phantoms do not. Will that change? Possibility. If a phantom's on the floor like this, it will let off vibrations, but if it's in the air, it does not. Also, a bat does not let off any form of signal from this, and I messed around with that on live stream. Okay, in terms of breaking it, the tool is a hoe. If you break this, you can break this with your hand. You are not going to lose the item. If you break it with a pick, you can still break it. You are not going to lose the item. It's just going to take a little bit of time. If you use a hoe, say a wooden one, or maybe an iron one, or maybe even a netherite one. I noticed that gold was the fastest to break these, though. Now, these will detect sounds from the likes of your snowballs, the likes of your tridents, and also from your bow as well. Now, let's get into the frequencies behind this. So, and I want to mention that Azumavoid went into a lot more detail than I am right here about these. Skulk Sensors have a unique interaction with comparators. Each vibration in the game falls under a certain frequency value, and this value can be measured with a comparator. With the right contraptions, this allows you to detect when a certain action has occurred nearby. I recommend going to watch his video in terms of the frequencies. This is all to do with how much redstone signal is emitted during different vibration types. Your steps, your jumping, your swimming, etc. So we have the lowest being step, which leaves a frequency value of 1. We have flapping, which is 2. We have swim, which is 3. Elytra, free fall, which is 4. We have hit the ground, which is 5. Splash, which is 6. Wolf shaking, which is 6. Projectile shoot, which is 7. Projectile land, which is 8. Start eating, which is 7. Finish eating, which is 8. Hit entity, which is 9. Add item to armor stand is 9. Open block is 11. Close block is 10. Switch block is 11. Unswitch block is 10. Press block is 11. Unpress block is 10. Attach block is 11. Detect block is 10. Open container is 11. Close container is 10. Dispense failed is 10. Use flint and steel is 12. Place block is 12. Destroy block 13. Place fluid 12. Pick fluid 13. Cast fishing rod is 15. Reel in fishing rod is 14. Extend piston is 15. Contract piston is 14. And at the highest, we have explosion and lightning strike. Now, it might sound confusing from what I've went through in today's video, but I am not very good at redstone. But I am starting to understand how these work very, very easily. If I can do it, you guys can do it. And if you're a redstone user, well, let me know in the comments section what contraptions you're going to come up with these creations. Take care, stay beautiful, have a great day, and I'll catch you next time. Bye.